Welcome, everyone, to a casual where we keep our hands busy and our hearts light. I'm Gerald, and I'm thrilled to welcome back Irish Granny Helen. This is your invitation to bring whatever you're making, knitting, crochet, embroidery, quilting, and stitch along with us. We'll wander through stories, techniques, and a little everyday magic while the rows and rounds quietly add up. Say hello in the chat and tell us what you're working on and share one small tip you wish you had known sooner. Let's cast on together.
Oh, Gerald, that was like poetry. I felt for a moment like I was on NPR.
You
That
are
was
on
really
NPR.
good.
And this is the amazing Irish Granny Helen. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. I'll refrain from the Saturday Night Live version.
Why?
Are you familiar with the old Saturday Night skit where they copy like two NPR women talking about their Christmas desserts? I don't want to go into it. I don't want, G-rated, right? So
this
funny.
Is G-rated.
Oh, okay. They have Alec Baldwin on.
Yeah, the sweaty balls.
Yes.
The sweaty balls.
So good. And by the way, I like your new little video with the mustachios. I didn't know you were so flexible.
I am. It's on my profile.
But you do kind of tend to bend with the wind, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like my moods these days. My moods just go wherever the wind takes me.
That's not good.
Well, it is not good, but I figured it's easier to be like a willow rather than the oak that's just solid.
Yeah. You don't want to snap.
Well, yeah. I mean, snap.
No, not that kind of snap. The other kind. Oh, God.
Yeah. Anyhow, oh, my gosh. So, see, we've already lightened the mood, Helen.
Yes. Okay, listen, 2 seconds into any conversation, usually we're both laughing. So,
Yes. And I hope that you are watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe. It's free. All of Helen's links are in the description because there's a few of them.
Thank you.
Yes. So mine are there as well. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really.
You need to qualify that. It's entertainment, allegedly.
We're waiting for the court papers to show up about that.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
My goodness. So how the heck have you been? And what do you know? Wait a minute. Let's start with the most important stuff. What project do you have?
Well, I finished the ponchos.
Yes.
And they came to visit.
Yes.
And they wear them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And our assessment was correct. They fit just. So I had a long conversation with my granddaughter, and I said, look, I think I have enough yarn to make it the identical same thing in a larger size, and we'll just trade because they have a little friend. The smaller one would fit him. So that's what we're going to do. And I have not started it yet because my life has been very, very busy, and I need to pay attention to get it started up correctly. Yes. So I'm working on a hat.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it's this great I think this is super bulky Lion brand yarn. And I love the variegated yarn because I don't have to think. And,
I love a variegated yarn too. They're beautiful. And
these are good colors for moi. They kind of match my outfit. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Yes. I'm knitting on a hat. I'm using Dale Garn Era. This is a very old yarn.
I was going to say, I've never heard of that.
Yes, because I've had this for probably 15 years. Decided to start using it. I'm doing the hat in the round. It will probably be one that I just knit it until I run out of yarn and then stitch it across 20 years.
Yeah.
So.
But, that time of year is coming pretty rapidly. You have more of a challenge with it than we do. You get way more snow, right?
We do. We get a fair
Yeah.
amount of snow.
But we tend, you know, Pacific Northwest, it's always wet. It's always cold and damp. And it's that kind of cold that gets into your bones, you know?
Yes, because once you get cold, it's a damp cold and it stays until you've had 3 weeks of heat.
Here it is, August. Now I had a thing I had to do earlier that, you know, I was on the video thing. And here it is in August, and I am wrapped up like I'm at the North Pole. And I thought, oh my God, this is ridiculous. By the way, I should show you this beautiful shawl. Isn't that great?
Nice.
It shows where because I love it. I use it all the time. The illustrious Denise Siegel made that for me. We have matching. We try to work it out. Keep an eye out for when we get together to record. And I am not exaggerating. We do not confer ahead of time. 9 times out of 10, we have the same outfit on. Same color family. Let's put it that way.
I love that.
So this morning she says, oh, Helen, I was going to put on a dress just that color. And I decided I'm not going to do that because Helen will be wearing it.
I like that.
So funny.
I like
funny.
that.
Flower
Beauty Peacock Rainbow has asked me what I'm knitting. I'm knitting on a hat, as is Helen.
Yeah.
So.
I can't breathe and talk at the same time, so it's hard for me to pay attention here, but I will do it.
Wow. I have been scheduling some shows for the upcoming weeks. I'm looking forward to that. I did a show last Friday with Richie and Linda de Gonzalez where we talked about artificial intelligence.
Oh.
We were talking about our personal experiences with it, where we're talking about how people are using it for their own purposes.
Like what, for example?
Well, I'm doing it to do some research about different topics. I'm using it to help me plan some of my YouTube content. I use it to, I know, Helen, hold on to your hat. I know this is going to surprise you. I am an out loud thinker and I am a rambler.
Okay. I'm waiting for the news.
Yeah. So what I have found, it's very good at hearing everything that I've said and helping to organize it.
You mean you talk to it?
Yep, I talk to it, and then it helps me to. Yeah.
Where is it? I mean, how does that happen?
It's on my phone or my laptop, and I just going to do that.
Well, is there a process by which you activate it?
Yeah. You just press the little microphone thing, and okay, Helen, don't overthink it. It's just like talking into a phone, where once you get it set up, it works.
Okay, I just didn't know that my phone had the ability to do that. I didn't know that.
Can you speak into your phone?
Like if I make a phone call?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like if I call you?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Of course.
Are you able to do voice to text or anything like that?
I don't know.
Okay. It's similar to what you might do if you're doing voice to text, if you were writing or something like that. But anyhow, it's been.
I don't use my phone enough to justify anything other than 2 tin cans and a cord, you know.
I love the idea of 2 tin cans and a cord.
Yeah.
My neighbors were not that close to be able to do that.
Did you try that when you were a kid?
Of course I did.
Okay, just check.
Of course I did. So, but it has been extremely useful in helping to get thoughts out of my head and onto paper so that I can evaluate them and use them. So
I know a couple of people. One is a lawyer and the other is a knitter we all know and love, Denise. And they both use AI for, you know, research, different kinds of research. I have found it unsatisfying because I've discovered, well, I already knew this. I enjoy the process of organizing the research in my head. I enjoy doing that process. I don't want somebody else to be doing it for me. Yeah. But when you've got mountains and mountains of data, it's very helpful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and what is very interesting, I find it useful because I tell it what I want, how I want it to be when I'm using it.
What do you mean?
Okay. Well, actually, this is one of the questions that I was going to ask you about.
Okay.
Which is, what do you know about the hero's journey or the heroine's journey?
Well, it's an archetypical expression of life from birth to death, the purpose of why human beings are here. God, this is just off the top of my head. I don't know.
No, that's great. Yeah, this
starts out with this childlike wonder and perhaps thoughtlessness. And not knowing, a lack of experience, and an adventuresomeness, and it progresses through the different lessons that you learn. You know, I off the top of my head, lessons like you learn temperance, you learn judgment, and then you encounter all these types of people or meet challenges along the way. Usually, the hero is challenged by really big obstacles, you know, like Hercules is a perfect example. You know, clear out the Stygian stables, you know, and you have to redirect a river to wash out, you know, that kind of thing. And it's exaggerated oral history. People were illiterate, pre-literate, and they wanted them to remember these lessons. We internalize them, you know, they exist in every culture.
Sure. Yeah, Mangled Unicorn was actually watching the shows. Hello, everybody. By the way, I see you. We're watching the chat. Said, I like how you gave AI the parameters. I'm going to do that in the future. The whole idea is if you tell the AI that you're using how you want it to interact with you, it will do that. I did and we're doing 2 more shows. We're doing the first and the second Fridays of September, because I got 10 best practices for using ChatGPT, which is what I'm using. It's the AI. It's the AI format. The other thing is I also had 5 myths that we busted in that show from last Friday.
Like what kind of myths?
Like AI is sentient. AI is not sentient. AI
no, AI doesn't have a consciousness.
Yes, you are correct, Helen. Not everybody understands that.
Oh, well, and also it is incorporeal. It doesn't have organs of sense either. So no matter how you define the word sense, it only knows what it's programmed to know. It
is very good at recognizing patterns. That's what it's to do. So I bring this up, and I had mentioned the hero's journey because sometimes Gerald goes, like when Gerald was knitting with his friend yesterday, helping her knit, I was going, I remember, the hero's journey and Joseph Campbell and talking about that and the Bill Moyers interview.
I got his book, one of his early books, and I didn't really like it because I really wasn't in that place at that time.
Yes.
And I've never revisited it, but it doesn't matter.
Well, and so what I did was I went into my AI.
Right.
And I'm like going, I'm curious about the hero's journey and if there is an equivalent focused on females. What is the hero's journey? Can you explain it to me in very clear terms? You are a professor who is exceptionally skilled at myths and mythology, and are giving a talk to a 200 level college course specifically for artists. Feel free to dive in, share some facts, details, and how the process of the hero's journey still impacts us today. Do you see what I did there? I told it, I want you to be, and a lot of times, I used to work at a library. Oh, for entertainment purposes, everybody, your mileage may vary. I want facts. I want citations. I want to know where I can go for direct information. This is just a tool for me to get titillized by the information and to encourage me to explore. So from that prompt, Helen, I got 6 pages of information that was extremely useful. And I was just like going, lots of references. Love me a good reference. Oh, and by the way, nothing against Wikipedia. I have told my GPT to not use Wikipedia as a source unless what they are referring has a lot of citations at the bottom, and then go to those citations. By the way, when I worked at a library, I loved Wikipedia for when people were to ask me about, let's say, aerodynamic philosophy and triglycerides. I have no idea.
Facts, I'll tell you something about Wikipedia. Now, each entry is individual. They're open to people editing them at any time with, willy-nilly. Having said that, I find Wikipedia articles to be a perfect starting off point because they're really pretty organized and they give you the information in a logical format. And I'll copy that down. And then I'll go read all the other stuff. And there's always other stuff, right? But what it does is it presents a framework.
It's a beautiful framework. And what has been really wonderful about it, I am singing the praises of Wikipedia. So do not take this any other way, people. And if Wikipedia wants to call me and have a conversation, I'd totally be down for that. What's great is when they added the citations to it, and the correct links. That's beautiful. That makes my, I work in a library, heart sing.
Saves you effort.
Yes, and it's so good. And I would say a lot of people, they take really good care to get those reputable sources.
Well, they don't want to be in trouble either, right? So behooves them to make sure. It's so interesting you would bring this up because I'm preparing a book for this weekend. And mythology. I've never been a big fan of mythology. I've never been a big fan of fantasy and I like, real life history, Sophie's Choice, stuff like that, right? So mythology I was never into until I was an adult, and then I had to learn it in the context of language learning, and was probably at the right age for it. And so mythology is often about the hero's journey. Mythology is all archetypes and talking about big ideas brought down into a relatable form. And this book I'm doing is talking about, without actually saying it a lot, it mentions it in passing because he gets right into the weeds of linguistics and archaeology and history. And oh my God, this is based on the theory that intelligent beings from perhaps the star system Sirius helped to populate the planet and give us skills of survival like agriculture and city building, et cetera, et cetera. And the whole entire book is parsing Egyptian and Sumerian and Dogon and such mythology and showing the linguistic links and showing, like, if you take a star map of the constellation and you lay it over the map of the Mediterranean area, all of a sudden you're connecting all the holy shrines. all along the way, the oracles, and it's really interesting.
And when are you doing this show?
Well, I'll probably record it tonight, but it's Saturday morning. Put it out Saturday morning.
That's great.
It's called The Sirius Mystery.
The Sirius Mystery.
Sirius, the dog star. And that's a whole thing. The dog. That is a whole thing. It's fascinating. Yeah.
I like that. I want to get caught up in some of the chat because the hero's journey, what would be the inversion of that be? Descent into madness or darkness? Or the villain's origin story?
No, the opposite of the hero's journey is the trip to Mar-a-Lago. Sorry. Do not blame Gerald. That's totally me. It just came out. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, and I agree with you. Wikipedia is quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's incomplete. I will have to say, some people, boy, they know how to do notations and citations. It's beautiful.
I found it more often helpful than not.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Lightning Thief series is YA, but it's a good hero's journey story.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so, and Janet Lee G is sipping coffee while listening.
Oh,
that's great.
Cheers.
So, yes, cheers. What are you having coffee or are you having?
It's coffee. It's getting a little cold now. It's my special indulgence because I no longer am allowed to eat sugar or anything good. If it's good, I can't eat it. But the one thing I can still indulge is coffee, and this is Peet's coffee.
Oh yes,
a little expensive, but we wait until it goes on sale at Costco.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, and I grind my own beans, and I have an espresso machine, which I sleep with at night now.
Mangled Unicorn said, "OMG, Helen, you made me cackle. Gotta grab my broom. Gotta go grab my broom." There you go. And Mangled Unicorn, I cannot remember your first name. I have it written down from my conversation with Linda yesterday, and I want to say it's like Cynthia.
I like that cut. Yeah.
Yes. So let me know your name. So anyhow, it was fascinating to be able to put this information in and entice me into something. I did listen to The Hero's Journey, the Joseph Campbell book. I think it was called The Hero's Journey, or no, A Mask of a Thousand Faces, I think.
I don't
Anyhow,
know.
Jax. Okay, thank you, Jax. But what's interesting is we get the Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey, Departure, Initiation, and Return. Those are the three main parts. But Hollywood popularized a 12-stage working version. So it's like, think Star Wars, The Lion King, and The Matrix are all the hero's journey.
Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz, yes. But then I was not aware of the female aspect. Maureen Murdoch is the heroine's journey, and Murdoch created a distinct arc focused on healing and integration.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's very interesting. In Kim Hudson's The Virgin's Promise, it goes dependent world, price of conformity, secret world, no longer fits her world, and crowned. So the whole idea it's not save the world, but it's inhabit your truth.
Yeah, it's not going out on an experiential adventure trip to test yourself. It's a personal exploration and inner journey.
Yes.
Which, the yin and the yang. Doesn't that make sense?
It really does. Yeah. It really does.
Yeah.
So
how interesting.
Yeah. And so this is one of those things that I'm doing a lot of work on my creativity, and I'm enjoying that. So it's very interesting to have AI. I call my AI Quill. AI has named
Oh,
itself.
that's
I've
so
adopted its name. Oh, and it
cute.
was so cute on how that was determined. But there's a building of it because I'm curious about this from an artist standpoint.
Yeah.
So it's so when the conventional, the idea of is when you might want to use the hero's journey and when you might want to use the heroine's journey for the work. And I have Quill set up to say, give me the conventional approach to solving a problem, give me a creative approach to a problem, and give me a hybrid approach to the problem with your recommendation. So it's very interesting because the two arcs, and this is the combo, and Quill's recommendation for many modern projects. Run 2 arcs in duet, an outer quest and an inner integration. Because it really feels like to me the outer quest is what the world sees.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's an outer quest. When we move to like the heroine's journey, it's less projective, it's more internal. It's less the magician and more the high priestess of understanding themselves and where they fit into things. It's like it's really fascinating. And by the way, from the look on Helen's face right now, I have got Helen thinking in a way she was not expecting to be thinking.
My third eye hurts. No, I don't know if I completely agree with that, or perhaps I would just say it differently. So I need to argue. For women, and I speak for all women.
Yes, you
for
do.
For women, this
Helen speaks for all women.
The oracle. This heroine's quest. This is the struggle that all women go through, and it's a parallel journey because not only are you negotiating the internal, the self-doubt, the self-discovery, the exploration, et cetera, et cetera, you're dealing with the social pressure that's exposed and imposed externally. And It's a whole thing. And it makes the inner journey so much harder.
Yes.
It interferes. So I don't even think you can separate them.
I agree with you. And what would be very interesting if we incorporated an understanding and an exploration of the inner aspect of the hero's journey.
But men have no feelings. So it doesn't.
Yes, men have absolutely
Isn't
no
that what's
feelings.
going on, right?
That is exactly what's going on. Men don't have any feelings.
Isn't that sad?
You know, and it's like, whatever. I should make that a short. Here, let me say it this way. Just to remind everybody, Helen speaks for all women and men do not have feelings.
My poor husband is such a nice man. I hope his ears are plugged right now. Although I'll tell you what, and I think this is true, but tell me if you agree with this or not. Most men, even if they are in touch with their feelings enough to recognize they have them and to be able to identify them, they struggle to express them, to fully understand them. We have warped men's relationships with their feelings, and it's not really their fault. It's our culture. It's our society. You know?
I would agree with you. I don't have words to express what I'm feeling. I agree with you. And is there a biological reason that our inner worlds are different between males and females? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I've not asked Bill my explanation of that.
Well, I think in a broad way, of course there is, and it's related to survival roles. And men don't want to appear vulnerable. Women are, by virtue of their biology, which has, and we're talking primitive stuff, constrained by reproduction, when you're very, very pregnant, when you are postpartum, when you have a nursing infant, when you have small children, you are more vulnerable. I mean, that's just biological reality. And men have to put on a facade of lack of vulnerability, whether it's real or not. That's part of the survival imperative, right? That's why people are afraid to do public speaking. Because if you stand in front of a group of people, what's really going on in your dinosaur brain, your reptilian brain, is if I am rejected by my tribe, I will be cast off into the wilderness and I can't survive alone. So therefore, I have to make sure everybody likes me. That's what that's all about.
Sure. Yes. Well, this is one of those things. And by the way, everybody, if you're knitting along with us, please let us know, because I want to know what project you're working on. And guess what? This is the sort of thing that people talk about in knitting circles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And quilting bees. We don't just sit and go, oh, I'm knitting one and I'm purling two. No, we talk about real life stuff.
Unless, of course, you all are in the same room and you know each other well enough to gossip about mutual friends who aren't there. But that's a whole other thing.
Well, and I'm sorry that those people don't know how to knit and can't join us. No.
This is a more elevated example of
well, it is
knitting.
It's an interesting concept, because from a evolutionary standpoint, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Women have the female has all of the power to procreate and to foster and build a life. The men were, the males were around trying to protect, to make sure that
happened.
Would survive.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really interesting thing. I do love this idea of Linda de Gonzalez brought up a really beautiful point, and I am imagining Linda's not watching. I've been having some great conversations with some people about duality. Timmy from Raven Tarot Meditation is working on looking at duality in the major arcana of the tarot. And he was talking about the masculine and the feminine, the magician and the high priestess, but then also the empress and the emperor.
Right.
And so he was talking about sex. But the emperor and some of the other stuff, and the lovers, and the external facing Hierophant and the internal lovers, it's different. It's not about that, the sexual relations. It's about the intimacy.
I always think of it about the balance.
Oh, the balance is there, yes.
Yeah.
But there's this beautiful idea, and Linda beautifully articulated it. There is a great deal of intimacy that women can experience because of the shared processes, the bringing a child to life, working with that and sharing that experience. That's not something that I experience. I would never experience that. Yeah, emotional intimacy is as important as the physical. Again, balance is needed everywhere.
I think what you just mentioned, though, is a perfect example of how our society skews things in the direction that deprives men. So most of my children were born at home with the midwife, and I was there.
Were you there for your birth of your children?
Even though the day before yesterday was my daughter's birthday and I forgot. I was there. I think somebody told me I was there. Now, and my husband was there and fully participated. And there's a lot of debate about men at births because previously men took over and women are pushing back against that. You know, they just don't. Yeah. But done correctly, there is a complementary role for men at birth. And he fully engaged emotionally in what was going on and has an extremely close emotional relationship with all of his children, which I never saw reflected in my father's generation. None of those men, none of them.
Because they weren't present.
They were emotionally stunted. It was very sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is an example of how our culture denies men the ability to develop those emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was fascinating to me to actually, and I have to give Timmy credit for slowing down. And I love having conversations with, with you and with others who are watching, because there's this excitement of, and the desire to understand, just to understand, not to go, oh, well, I disagree with you, and here's why you're wrong.
Here's why you're wrong.
Yeah, it's not that. It's this. It's yeah. And Janet Lee G said that is so nice.
Oh, thank you. Now, we've lived in the same house for over 40 years. If he could only remember where the dishes go when you take them out of the dishwasher, things would be great around here. Honest to God.
Wait a minute. Well, shouldn't he be the one cooking? You don't cook. It's not.
I don't cook, but we have a dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
And we're very good about keeping up with stuff like that. And he'll just notice the dishwasher's full of clean dishes, and he'll put them away. You would be astounded at the variety of places you can put a pan, or.
Please leave a comment on where the strangest place is you have found a pan when someone other than you put it away.
I find little Corningware baking things. I'll find them just sitting like on the top of the washer or the dryer, because he'll carry it around trying to figure out where it goes, and then he'll get distracted, absent-minded professor, and he'll put it down, and then he'll forget it's there. So oh my God.
Oh, so I do want to say, Madame Maru is here. Thank you. And Madame Maru has put in your link.
Thank you.
I am very excited to have Maru on my channel with Tom from Early Ritual on Sunday evening at 8 p.m. So it's your 5 p.m., Helen. We're talking about card interaction in the tarot.
Like the ones you made?
Yes. We're talking about those.
I love those cards.
I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
So
great.
And Jacqueline
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, of course. And Jacqueline said it gets frowned upon in childhood for boys to cry, and then it can morph into something nasty if no self-reflection is done. Absolutely. And here's the thing. I don't think it's limited to boys. I think it's limited by the age, because there's so many feelings going on, and we're trying to figure out where we are in the world. We're moving around, trying to figure out where we are in the world, and we don't have the words, and people never say, okay, let's talk about this. Are you feeling this way? Are you feeling this way? And making it okay to slow down and to process it. I think that's a skill that's not acceptable for males.
Especially, but we're witnessing the end result of people who are emotionally stunted or twisted. We're watching in real time how that plays out in a larger social context.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, we are. By the way, the best chatters are totally bringing it, because Janet Lee G has been exploring lace making, and early pictures were men.
Oh, doing it?
Yeah, knitting was a male activity.
In Ireland, it still is.
Yes.
The fishermen. Did you know that the Irish fishermen knit sweaters, that everybody likes so much? Those were knit off season during the fishing season, off season, mostly by the men. And each family had a unique design, and they specifically were made to identify the body.
Yep.
Because the water is so cold off the coast of Ireland, anywhere, that if you fall in, that's it. So
Yep.
they have to be able to identify them. Yeah.
Yep.
We have lots of sad gothic tales like that.
Yeah. Jack said, I found taco spice in a bag in the fridge drawer. Oh, and Maru is encouraging people to contact you for personal consultation.
Maru, do you need a personal assistance position?
Oh my gosh, yes.
My husband is famous for putting refrigeratable items in the pantry.
Oh yeah.
I thought I bought that cheese,
Yes.
And then 2 weeks later, I didn't intend to get the kind with the green fur coat.
Yes. Naughty knitting socks. Love that. Glad you're here. My mom rearranges my whole kitchen when she visits. It takes us months to find random things. Thanks, Mom.
Makes her feel needed.
Yes. And under my sink, where there is no dishes but soap and...
Oh, you found a pan.
Oh, that's
under
where
there?
You found stuff. Yes. Oh my gosh.
That's excellent.
Yes. Well, and I believe it's Irene said, even as a girl, I was never allowed to cry.
That's terrible. I'm sad for you. That's terrible.
It's terrible. And Jacqueline said, often I ask my teen, do you want a shoulder or a solution? Because I don't always need to solve things for them.
Oh, you're so much more evolved than I was. I just told them what to do. I'm sorry.
How'd that work for them?
Well, let's just put it this way. Now that they're in their 30s and 40s, I've suddenly become far more intelligent in their eyes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it created stress for a while, but it's all fine now. It's all good. They're good.
Well, I'm not a child psychologist. I was a child once. I don't remember it. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, in the dark ages, right?
In the dark ages, back when the world was in black and white. And I think it is very interesting because oftentimes we're not given the ability to just sit and to be uncomfortable. We don't let that be okay. We don't let it be okay. I don't know what to do. And there are lots of times now I don't know what to do and I need to sit with it.
Yeah.
And by sit with it, I mean cry over it, get frustrated over it, write it out, have a beverage or two, too many, something along those lines. Because when we normalize that idea of I just need to talk this out loud.
Yeah.
And I get used to that's something that I learned in my own therapy. If I know what I need, I just need to have somebody hear me and to recognize it.
Yeah.
That's going to be a world of help.
Well, that's a big if.
Yes.
Yeah. The problem with children is each is different and each has a different worldview and personality and likes and dislikes and needs. And it's like when you're a parent, you can never actually learn the right way to do something because it changes with every child. So you think you got it nailed after the first one, forget about it. You're back at ground zero.
Yes.
And it makes it interesting, though. It makes for having an interesting family. My kids are all really different from each other.
Yes, but they're all individuals and they have a strong understanding of themselves.
Pretty much. I mean, you're born who you are. And
Yes.
some people are simply born with more of a sense of self and more
Yeah.
confidence kind of built into them. And others have a personality where they tend to question and have just an insecurity.
Hmm.
And hard to say, is it how you treated them when they were young? Were they born that way and then it was how you treated them?
Yeah.
Nature versus nurture. It's
Yes.
impossible to know at this point anyway. It's
Hmm.
interesting to see it play out. I have children that are unbelievably confident. They just, you know, take off and do stuff and have no problems at all. And I one or two others who are more reticent and uncertain. I have a daughter, for example, she's a Montessori teacher. She was a Montessori teacher. And when she was getting her certification, she had to write like a thesis, you know. And she called me up and she said, Mom, I need your help. I just don't think I can do this. I'm such a bad writer. Blah, blah, blah. I said, well, send me a rough draft and I'll put suggestions. So she sent by, you know, computer. She sent it to me that day. So she had no time to fix it, right? Since our conversation, it was perfect. No confidence. And she handed it in the way, you know, the way
Yes.
it was and in all its imperfection. And her teacher told her, one of the best I've ever seen. But no confidence in it. So what is that?
I don't know.
Explain it, Gerald.
Well, I'm not allowed to, because if I explain it, then all of the mystery is gone out of life.
Again, I'm getting too old for mystery, you know? I'm running out of time. I need answers.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think, you know, it's very interesting, because I do believe I see some things that give me a great deal of hope,
You mean in the
especially
world?
in the world, and in the world, because I really need that right now. Because for those of you who, you know, who don't know, there's some stuff going on in the world, and it's a bit heavy, or really heavy. But what I'm also seeing is I'm seeing at the local level beautiful things happening. I observe. I was at the grocery store and I observed a child having a bit of a breakdown, and I saw the dad stand there with the child and letting the child, you know, making sure the child wasn't hurting, and the child wasn't going, you know, over the top or anything like that. And you know, because when you're crying, believe it or not, you need to take a breath.
Well, actually, you know what? You can pass out.
Oh, well,
I've
there
seen
you go.
that too. You can pass out, but then you breathe. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and what happened was is the kid, you know, got it all out, and then the father got down and looked at the kid and said, "Take a breath." And apparently this is something they do.
They've
And
rehearsed.
well, yeah. And the kid just, and you know, it's like and dad was like going, "Try it again." And then it's like, "Try it again." Okay. Now, what were you trying to say that got caught, or
Yeah.
something like that?
What was it? What was the
I don't
fuss?
know, because I
Darn.
didn't want to go. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to be those eyes watching the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh
But
well.
it was just this moment of a parent meeting the child where, or you know, the adult meeting the child where the
Yeah.
child was,
Yeah.
instead of saying, "Oh, you know, that's wrong. You know, I'll give you something to cry about," and crap like that.
In my day and age, then you'd hear a whack you
Yeah.
know, in
Yeah.
public. I
Well,
can't tell you how many times I've stood in line at the grocery store, especially when my kids were little, and there'd be somebody in line ahead of me, and the kid would be going ballistic, whining and crying for an object. And the mother would say, "Sit down. I told you not to do that. I told you to sit down. Stay in your seat. Quiet. Stop. I'm not." And this litany would go back and forth. The cry and response would go back and forth all throughout their transaction. And then ultimately they got what they wanted because it
right,
made them
it worked.
quiet. And I used to think, whoa, you know, isn't that called operant conditioning or something, when you
I have
reward
no
the bad
idea.
behavior?
Yeah. Um, So, and Irene had shared both their parents had really tough lives, so I get why they were the
Yeah.
way they were. And
Products of their upbringing,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Naughty knitting socks. Is it socks or sacks?
Sacks.
Sacks,
Looks
sorry.
like sacks, yeah.
Sacks. I love the individual personalities with each child. Absolutely wild differences.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Crazy. Yeah.
imagine my mother having 12 children.
Well, no.
I mean, and they stopped when they finally got it right.
You're vile, because I just, in case
I
anyone
know I
doesn't know,
am.
I'm the oldest. So listen to the insult, thinly veiled insult.
Yeah. And Maru said, feeling like you're not good enough is a common insecurity. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the ability to understand that. No, I
Beth
can't.
is here, aspasiarizing.
That's cute.
And so it's great. So
This is a Southern dog. Hell.
Bodie, and I cannot remember the breed of Bodie. Yeah, there you go. Take a shot.
Cool.
I'm not taking a shot on you. So, well, I remember for those of us past 40, our parents were raised with a stick and a shed, and parents who didn't have time for anything.
Yeah, CPS would have been involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, and so it's very interesting. Yeah. And by the way, all of this started when I was, I shared with you, I was exploring the hero and the heroine's journey. I think it's a really interesting thing of one, and I appreciate what you said. I hadn't really considered that the heroine's journey is inward, but also has to deal with the external journey of the world around them.
Yeah, because your personal agency, your autonomy is removed to one extent or another.
Yes.
And so you're always struggling against that.
Yeah. Beth said Bichon Maltese and just a smidge of terrier.
So cute. So cute.
So, but I'll have to, thanks for that. I want to consider that a little bit more, because that's an interesting thing to consider.
Women talk about this all the time.
Well, see, and that's part of going back to that idea that Linda was talking about with the idea of intimacy. We're talking, women will oftentimes talk about those deep and meaningful things. That is a form of intimacy, and it's powerful.
Hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right. Yeah.
See,
it's just what we do.
Yes. Linda was right.
Yeah.
Linda is always right.
Well, I don't know.
Ooh, snap. So, but so it's a very curious thing. So yeah, I was just going to ask you what you know about the hero's journey.
I don't know. I gave you something. I don't know if it was right on or not.
Well, it was an engaging part, and it made me go, oh, I hadn't really thought about that.
Well, let me tell you what I've been reading about all these myths in the context of this notion that ETs came, and so all the myths are actually coded language with occulted information. Now that sounds crazy, right? Because on the surface, they're a fun adventure story. Take the big story in the book is Jason and the Argonauts. The story, right? Well, I cannot go into all the different reasons why, but if you parse the word origins and partner words, I don't know the right term, but other words from other cultures, from other languages, the root for Argonaut, the other name of Jason was actually Hercules at first in the myth. I didn't know that. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But the whole story actually talks about a location on the map and longitude and latitude, and it gives the it gives the astronomy of Sirius A, Sirius B, and Sirius C mathematically accurate information coded in this myth A lot of numbers are meant. Yeah. And what's so really interesting about it is we didn't know until this 20th century that there was a Sirius B and a Sirius C, because they're not visible without specialized telescopes. And they were talking about it, you know, what, 5,000 more than that BC? Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Beth added something that I want to put up. But we cannot underestimate the effects of the stock market crash, the Dust Bowl, and the Depression on our grandparents and subsequent generations. Yeah, because, yeah.
My grandparents didn't go through that. They didn't live here. But
mine did.
But in defense of that argument, there was a financial crisis in Europe after World War One.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what no one ever talks about, and I will be careful what I say. YouTube algorithms. Nobody ever talks about that unfortunate Spanish event in 1919, towards the end of World War One, that involved the departure of all the young people. Is that ringing a bell? Does that click?
Keep going.
Okay, something that happened all around the world and was echoed in our time in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. You poor thing. Good luck trying to find any information about it. I got curious in 2020 and started researching it. The only book I could find was a book of statistics from the military, where it really first broke out. Yeah. It's really hard to find first-person narratives of what that. I think it was so traumatic. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course. I think my grandma lived through the bombing of Hong Kong same day as Pearl Harbor. I had helplessness cleared from my energy. I feel lighter. Well, that's good. Yeah, Diane G. So always one of my favorite questions to ask older people, the 30s. It was really threatening their experiences. Yeah, depending upon where they lived. Yeah. Oh, I remember, because back in the day, part of my experience in school was to interview my grandparents about these significant events. And I remember talking to my mom and dad about them growing up. And my dad's biggest fear was polio.
Oh, because, I remember that.
It was
like, oh my God, it was terrible. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Well, my father was born in 1925. Oh my God, that's 100 years ago. And he, of course, he was in Ireland. And so there were, of course, global shared problems, but they had rationing starting sometime in the 30s, but going on into the 50s. They had rationing. A lot of people don't realize that. They didn't leave wartime austerity in England until almost the 60s. Ireland and England, surprise, surprise, are not the same country. And Ireland was neutral during World War II. Mm-hmm. So they didn't side with anybody. But because of being an island, they depended on stuff being delivered, and the merchant marine was being sunk by the U-boats all the time. They had really severe rationing of things like clothes. He couldn't get shoes to fit, and he had to put cardboard in his shoes because there were no shoes to buy. And they were allocated one egg a week. Mm-hmm. But those are the things that stick in my mind, because I remember him talking about the austerity they lived with. Mm-hmm. And it was so cold. They didn't have fuel. So what they would do is line their clothes on the inside with newspaper.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
How's your knitting going, Helen?
Look how much more I made.
There you go.
2 inches. Thank you. I've taken a little break. I have arthritis.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, we have been on for an hour. and I did have another question written down, but
Okay. Well, I am at your disposal. I have nothing but time, but I also don't want to keep you if you need to go. So I'm more than happy.
I'm so terribly busy.
Well, tough to be popular, Gerald.
Yes. What's it like, Helen? Tell me.
I was going to say, I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Tell me. Yeah. So they lined the walls of their homes with newspaper too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to keep it warm. So let me ask you this. I will ask you this, and then we can go and we'll schedule another time. Thank you everybody for watching. What's your approach when you want to learn something new?
When I want to learn something new?
Yes.
Well, you're big on reading the instructions. I don't translate reading the instructions into a three-dimensional world. I have to do it wrong to learn how to do it right. If we're talking something cerebral, something in your brain, right?
Yes.
I like to read about it and take notes. And if I really want to solidify the facts, I'll go back and organize all of the notes into an outline that condenses the facts, and then I'll memorize it. That's how I learn. It's crazy. It's time and effort intensive, but sometimes that's what it takes to get it in there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
How about you?
I have to read it multiple times. I need to hear it multiple times. I'm an auditory learner.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, a lot of times I would be taking my notes. I also write a lot of notes when I was taking classes, and I still do this. I would need to remember something. I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Then I would go back and I would reread it. Sometimes I'd read it out loud to help me. And then I would let it sit for a while, and then I would go back to it.
Yeah. So you're like me. It takes multiple attempts to cram it into your head. Yeah. I remember in college, I was a science major. Don't laugh. And I can remember taking like biology class, physiology class. We would record with a little tape recorder and take notes while we listened, right? Then I would go home and I would sit down with my notes and collate them with the lecture, anything I might have missed.
Yes.
And then I would take that edited set of notes and make a big outline of it. And I would organize it so that there was a little bit of mnemonic triggers to the organization. And then I would memorize it until I could just say it out loud, write it by heart. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to pass a test. This is what you do when you're not the genius in the class. You really have to work at it. Yeah.
I was a similar way. I had to all through high school, and I think I told you this before. When it comes time for me at that point, for me to study, I need silence and I need good lighting.
I think we must be the same learning style.
Yeah.
And then don't you hate the friends who say, oh, I just never do any homework? Are you kidding me? Hours of homework.
Oh, and hours of homework. And I would have to do my homework after my parents went to bed so they wouldn't interrupt me because I had a flow.
Yes. I mean,
and part of that may be my learning style and my attention ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you get distracted, it's hard to get back into the vibe of the whole thing, right?
Yes.
But there are people okay. Let's rag on my husband a little bit more. He has what's called an eidetic memory.
Oh, I hate him already.
I hate him. Oh, you have no idea. 45 years. I hate him. No. He can read
him so
something.
Much you married him.
Yes, because it's self-loathing, really. He can read something one time and remember everything. Dates, data, numbers, all of it. So he was taking a state licensing exam. He was already licensed where we came from. He had 3 different, federal and 2 state. But no, this is different here because, it's in Timbuktu. So in his job, there were 2 other people who were going to be taking the same licensing test, and they suggested, let's do a study group. And he said, oh, I just don't have time. We had a new baby, we just don't have time.
Yeah.
So this is how he would study. I hated him. I would take the baby and I would go into Safeway, and he would sit in the car and wait for us. And while he was waiting, he would casually page through the study guide from the licensing people. They were meeting several times a week, studying for hours, cramming. So they all took the test. He got a way higher grade. I hate him.
I'm very happy for him. What it makes me wonder, it makes me go, what is it in the brain that does that? And can I train my brain to do that?
It's totally how you're born, I think. I'm goal oriented. I'm very good at driving a goal, getting something done, right? I'm not so concerned about the process. Let's just get it done.
Yes, yes.
He is obsessed with the details of the process. He's very process oriented. So he'll get lost in buildings. I made the mistake of asking him to extend part of our chicken house to cover we got some more chickens, cover the chickens so it rains a lot. And in the winter, the snow would be sitting right on the top of the chicken house. So I suggested, in my naivete, maybe you could just build a little frame and put some of that corrugated plastic just to keep the snow and rain off of them. Well, 3 weeks later, God only knows how much money he spent on it. It's like the Taj Mahal of chicken shelters. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's all perfectly,
And it is going to absolutely stay there. It's not going to fall over or anything like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's what he says. And I said, my answer to that was, how old are you?
Oh, I went to a thrift store to find some fabric because I'm making samples for a painting with fabric landscape class. I'm doing some samples for that. And I thought, okay, you can find, there's lace, there's, other fabrics that I don't have in my stash. So I went and I got some fabric, and it was really inexpensive. And one of it was actually a velvet. I was showing it to Jeffrey, and he was looking at it, and I was just showing him, Helen, and he was looking at it, and he was reading the selvage.
The print.
Demand, and it was performance velvet, and he was looking at it, and he was thinking about it. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I'm ready to show you the next thing. And he says, well, I'm trying to figure out why they call this performance velvet.
Oh my God.
I love how your brain works. That's not how my brain works.
We're married to the same person.
I'm just like,
oh my God.
And then I had another piece of fabric that I was, another garment, and I was looking at it, and I was just like going, oh, isn't that fun? Well, and he was actually trying to figure out what it was,
what the content is, and what year it was woven.
Yeah. Well, what the content was, as well as what the garment was supposed to do, and why somebody would wear this garment.
And what region of the world the plant was grown in?
Well, I don't know, but it was funny. I had a really good laugh about it, because I am like going, I don't, because he's like going, well, how would you sew this to, what you're working on? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't figured that out. And of course, this is the brilliance. This is why I need him around.
Yeah.
He thinks differently than I do, and I need that balance.
Take care of the details.
Well, yes. Well, and it goes back to that same idea of the, being able to have an internal journey and an external journey.
Yeah,
both of them
that's
are
true.
valid. It's a yin and a yang, and without those, things go awry.
You reminded me of something. I have a question for you. How's your landscape going, your fabric?
It's going okay. I was working on a piece of it last night. I was putting some tulle on top of something to give it a little bit more to lighten the mountains up.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the mountains. Yeah.
I need to do some clipping. I can show it to you the next time. I need to do some clipping because right now it looks more like a waterfall.
Oh, because it's extending out 3D.
Well, a little too. It's a little 3D, and I think I did like 4 layers of the tulle. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but the quality of the tulle makes a difference of how it sews together. The cheap tulle does not sew well.
You know, I didn't know that, and I should know that because all of my kids were dancers. And the number of tutus that got made around here is phenomenal. Put the Paris ballet to shame. It's a nightmare to work with.
Yeah.
Nightmare. I respect anybody who sews for a living because that ain't easy. It's really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a good time working with it once I figured out, oh, this is getting caught on this, and I need to do this to try to get it to work better.
Yeah.
And I was able to start to do that.
I just knocked something over. Sorry. Did it snag in the teeth of the? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. That's when I give up.
Yeah. Well, what I decided to do is I decided to pull it and to help it through.
That does help. Yeah.
It helped. So.
Yeah. Ugh.
So on Saturday, everybody needs to check out Irish Granny Helen because you're putting, and it's called the Serious what?
Well, it's my Saturday book. I record it so you can watch it anytime. I will upload it on Saturday morning. It's The Serious Mystery by Robert Temple. Mm-hmm. And he's a really, really interesting writer. Now this was a very difficult book to synopsize. It's fascinating, but there are such intricate connections about every single little, and then the Greeks and the Sumerians and the blah, blah. I mean, I'm just like, yesterday I was just despairing of ever actually finishing, the part of it. But I finally just said, I'm putting all this in my own words. This is ridiculous.
That's good.
And then really a good book, really, really interesting and thought-provoking because maybe ancient people weren't as dumb as we think they were. They knew advanced geometry.
Oh, yeah.
They knew stuff about architecture that I don't even have the terminology to tell you what they knew. They knew astronomy. I mean, it's truly remarkable what they did know. They were able to code in the dimensions of the pyramid the distance between stars, the area of a planet that nobody had seen or been to, allegedly.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. So complicated that even with the knowledge that we have today, I can't explain it. It's too much.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I completely understand. I am doing a show on Friday with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected and Richie Longman Tarot. We are doing rock, paper, scissors readings, caffeinated and unfiltered version of that. So
what does that mean, rock, paper, scissors?
You remember that game?
Yeah.
So rock is what's the issue? Paper is what's covering the issue, and scissors is what do you need to cut out.
Oh, that's interesting. That's cute.
So those are the 3 prompts that we're using. And it's a caffeinated and unfiltered version, which is something that I love to do.
Well, you're good at it, and I love Allie. I don't know who's the other person.
Richie from Longman Tarot.
Full confession here. Since I've gotten doing more.
2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 Central. Go ahead. Since what?
I think I was hallucinating there for a minute. Since I've been so busy, I don't have time to watch anything. I don't even. Probably shows that I don't even look at my own videos. I just record them, put them out. Okay. I don't have time. There's not enough time.
Well, and it is one of those things. I have so many spoons of energy. Where am I putting it?
Well, the other day I put in 10 hours of researching and note taking and organizing, and I don't do that every single day, but I do that a lot of days, and there doesn't leave a lot of time for watching other stuff, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there is a lot of things to watch on YouTube. I appreciate people who are spending a little bit of time with us.
I'm astounded. I'm so grateful that people, first of all, even find it. There's so much out there, and then stay with it, and then come back for more.
Yes.
Really grateful.
So thank you for thank you for stitching along with us, and thanks to Irish Granny Helen for bringing the cozy.
You're welcome.
If you enjoyed this casual, tap subscribe and catch the next live. Leave a comment with your work in progress and one line about what you finished today or plan to finish next. Until then, keep the thread moving and the conversation warm.
Gerald, are you auditioning for a job with NPR now that, you know, they've cut back on funding?
No, I'm not.
You're very good.
Well, I'm just trying to up my YouTube game.
Yeah, you're natural. So. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me. I always love talking with you. It's always so much fun. So much fun.
It's great fun. And again, subscribe, everybody. Ring the notification bell so that you know when we are going live again. Everyone take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.